Hello and welcome everyone. Today I have a little special something planned for a video, and it's about Darksiders 2, how to build a good possessed scythe. Now, Darksiders 2 is an older game, even the remastered edition which I'm playing, the definitive edition, is kind of old, but I keep on seeing this question in the forums over and over again, and also on the Discord server about how to actually build a good possessed weapon. What is a good possessed weapon? So we're going to do that today, and I'm going to show you step by step how to go through it. Now, first off, what is a possessed weapon? A possessed weapon in your inventory will look something like this. It will have possessed in the name, the script will be gold compared to other colors, and when you actually pick it up, the weapon is going to look red. Now, possessed weapons can be scythes, they can be secondary weapons, anything goes. They don't usually drop very frequently in the game world, but you can also buy them from Volcrum. The thing with Volcrum's weapons though is that they tend to have random stats that you don't want, and so I don't recommend buying from him. Like this one right here, for example, is one I bought from Volcrum, and this one did shock damage, which completely useless. Also, you can see that even though this is a level 15 weapon, it has a lower damage value than a level 14 weapon. So I recommend that you actually use a different method to get your possessed scythes. Now, the secondary weapons don't matter this much, but the good possessed scythe can make your life so much easier in this game. So I really recommend you take some time to get familiar with the system and build yourself a good weapon. My recommended levels for building a possessed weapon are level 17, because that is when health steal becomes available as a stat in the game. Also level 22, which is max level for the main game. Level 26, which is halfway through New Game Plus, and level 30, which is the maximum level in the game. Also, if you want to make this extra easy for you, do not open the tombs in the Forge lands. As you can see, I'm still holding the key. Do not open the one in the Forge lands or the one in the Kingdom of the Dead until you reach level 17. The reason why you want to do that is because the easiest way to get a possessed scythe is to take the Hordseeker talisman from the Kingdom of the Dead death tomb and then start smashing weapon racks. And weapon racks are only really present in 5 places in the game. Those 2 death tombs and Pharisier's Tomb, Judicator's Tomb, and Sentinel's Gaze. So you want to keep at least 2 of those places unplundered, so to speak, until you reach the levels to build your weapons. Now, I said that at level 17 the health steal stat becomes available. I do not currently have a weapon with health steal on it, because health steal is a ridiculously low dropping stat. Like, the drop rate for this thing is ridiculous. You can cheat this a little, you just find yourself a merchant of your choice. And remember that merchants roll over their inventory once every level. So go to a merchant of your choice once you reach level 17, save, and then just look in their inventory and see
all new items from lands
if you
near
can
and
find a
far.
weapon that has health steal on it. If it doesn't, if he doesn't have any weapons with health steal, you can just reload that save until you find a weapon with health steal. So right now, he doesn't have any of that. He had health on crit, which is nice. He had health per kill, which is also nice, but it's not what I wanted. So we're just going to quit real quickly, and we're going to go back into the game. Now, get used to this saving and quitting, saving and quitting, saving and quitting. This is a very useful way to basically manipulate the random number generator a little bit and give yourself better odds at getting better gear. If you want to count that as an exploit, feel free to call it an exploit. Personally, I think any game that allows you to save and reload should account for that.
Rouse to your heart's content.
So let's see. Still only health on crit. I am specifically looking for health steal because health steal really is the best thing that you can get in this game. and I'm actually going to cut a part of the video here because I'm basically gonna keep on resetting this until I find health steal on his items. So I'm gonna get back to you guys as soon as I have found that, okay? Alright, be right back in a second. Alright, so here we are, back again. I had to reload the game 3 times, took about 5 minutes, and now I have a scythe that I've just bought from Ostagoth, which has 12% health steal. And with that, we are ready to go. Now, to start building your possessed scythe, the first thing you want to do is go to the lair of the deposed king, which is where the death tomb for the kingdom of the dead is, and just travel there as fast as you can and go all the way to the bottom of the tomb. Now again, if you have already opened this tomb, or if you have already smashed all the weapon racks in there or in the forge lands, you can also find weapon racks in the Pharisier's tomb, in the Judicator's tomb, and in Sentinel's gaze. So not all is lost yet. Don't worry, it's going to be fine. So we just go all the way down here. Also very important is that you want to prepare for upgrading your scythe, because you're going to have to sacrifice other weapons or armor that you have in order to upgrade the scythe. So you want to prepare and gather items that have the stats that you eventually want to have on your possessed scythe. You can put a maximum number of 4 stats onto a possessed scythe or other possessed weapon, so you want to choose those stats very, very carefully. There are multiple combinations you can use here. I am usually playing a unstoppable harbinger build, which means that I focus on the unstoppable skill tree, right down here, and on the harbinger skill set basically. So I don't use any of the magic spells except maybe Aegis every once in a while, but mostly I just slap on unstoppable and just go in and melee everything. So if you're like that, you want health steal, critical chance, critical damage, and strength. If you are focusing on a summoner necromancer, so if you're using the crow skill tree, or the ghouls, hang on a second, over here, if you're using those a lot, you want to focus on other stats. You also want health steal, but aside from that you want to focus on arcane crit chance, arcane crit damage, and either arcane or wrath steal. So it depends a lot on how you want to play, but the important thing is that you deliberately keep weapons that you find that have the stats you need. So for example, if you see me browsing through my inventory here, pretty much everything I have either has health steal or critical damage or critical chance. Those are the most common stats on my current weapons. I also ended up saving a whole lot health on crit in the beginning in case I couldn't get health steal, but since I have health steal now it's pretty much useless. And also for the armors are trickier to sacrifice, but you can sacrifice them. So I have basically been holding on to and hoarding my critical damage and critical chance gear. Once you have all the gear that you want and you are at the level that you want, go to this Kingdom of the Dead Death Tomb and get yourself the Horde Seeker Talisman. The Horde Seeker Talisman is quite possibly the most useful item in the entire game, because it allows you to basically get all kinds of rare items from smashing weapon racks. So that's going to make your job a whole lot easier. And in order to get this one, it will be over here on the right behind this statue. So you go to the Death Tomb, you pick up this talisman back here. Also pick up this gold if you want, it's pretty useless. And hang on to this talisman for dear life. Now, right off the bat you want to equip this thing. And from now on, every chest you open and every weapon rack you smash will be guaranteed to give you good gear. It will not always give you possessed gear, but the weapon racks have the highest chance of giving you possessed scythes. So now, step number 3, before you do anything else, save. There are certain points during this process where you really want to save, and this is one of them. We have our talisman equipped, and now we just smash all of these, and we see if we can get possessed weapons. Now this was a pretty bad haul, we only got 2 of them. We got a possessed scythe here, and we got a hammer here. Now, for the possessed scythes, you want to go for a scythe that has no extra stats on there, so nothing that already comes with fire damage or something like that. And you want to get as close to maximum damage your level times 10. This is because basically the highest damage you can have on any weapon is pretty much your own level times 10. Now this is a scythe that has 145 to 161. This is very close to the maximum of 170, which we could get at our current level. So this is actually really, really good. If you do not get a weapon like that, if you only get like a scythe with 130 even for your level 17, or if you only get secondary possessed weapons, then just quit to the main menu and try again. You have your save, you're not going anywhere, just quit to the main menu, come back, and try again. We got lucky that we got it on the first try, so we're going to pick this up. And now step number 5, in order to make sure that we don't accidentally sacrifice this weapon, which is going to equip this weapon that we want to upgrade. There we go. So that's what our scythe is going to look like. And now we save again. This is the most important save that you will make during this entire process, because you really want to save before you do all your upgrading, before you put any sort of items, any sort of stats on this weapon. Because if you do anything wrong, at least now you can quit to main menu and try again. So really, before you start sacrificing any of your weapons to your possessed scythe, save. I cannot stress this enough. Save, save, save.